Hello, so glad to see you again. Today I'm gonna teach you the 20 phrases every Swiss German beginner must know. First of all, I'm sure you have heard that. It's Gruyetti. Gruyetti. I'm sure you know what that means. It actually means hi, but it's the formal way of saying hi. Because we have two forms. We have the formal form and the informal form. So if you don't know somebody, you use the formal form, which is Gruyetti. And be aware, don't say Grüezi, because every Swiss person would immediately know, oh, you're not Swiss. You maybe come from Germany or somewhere like that. Don't say Grüezi, say Grüezi. Say it. Grüezi. Grüezi is a shortening form of Gott grüezi. Gott grüß euch. In the eastern part of Switzerland, you say Grüezi, and in the western part, you would say Grüessach. Grüessach. But let's just stick with Grüezi for now. You can use Grüezi the whole day. Doesn't matter if it's morning, evening or night, you can always say Grüezi. You can use it to greet one person, or you can also use it to greet several persons. If you want to step up your game a little bit, you could say Grüezi miteinander if you see several people coming towards you. Grüezi miteinander. Say it. Grüezi miteinander. You usually don't use it if you are in a city, for example, where it's really crowded, because if you just went Grüezi, 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 you would get tired immediately. But if you're going for a walk or a hike, for example, in the mountains or in a village, you usually just say Grüezi if you see a person coming towards you. And I have a little tip for you to sound really professional and really like a local. If you see somebody, just say Zi. Zi, 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 zi. Because that's what we do if we get tired of saying Grüezi, Grüezi, Grüezi the whole time. Also, if you're a little shy, I think Zi is always manageable. Then we have the informal form of Grüezi. So if you know the person, or if it's a person your age, usually you can use the informal version and you can say Hoi. Hoi. Say it. Hoi. 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 Like that. And if several people are coming your way, you can say Hoi zusammen. Zusammen means zusammen. In German, you would say Hoi zusammen. Hallo zusammen. Hoi zusammen. Hoi zusammen. Say it. Yeah. Hoi zusammen. You can also use it any time of the day. In the Swiss Idioticon dictionary, I don't really know how to say idioticon. So in the Swiss Idioticon dictionary of the Swiss German language, in 1880, Hoi was only mentioned in the function as a Treiber and Lockruf, which is, I'm not really sure in English, but it could be like a driver and lure call from shepherds. Or, you know, here in Switzerland, you have the farmers and they have the cows up in the Alps. And to make them walk or come, whatever, I'm not really sure what they used it for, they go hoi, 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 hoi. And the first evidence in the sense of a greeting comes from the time shortly before 1925. So it's quite a young word, actually. How do you say goodbye? We very often say adieu, adieu, adieu. Adieu is the formal way of saying goodbye. So if you don't know a person too well, you can say adieu. Adieu is used in France, Switzerland, and parts of southern Germany and Austria. Adieu is a combination of the French word a and Dieu. A means to and Dieu means God, to God. The roots come from the Latin ad Deum, zu Gott hin, or to God. It means Gott befohlen, commanded by God. Other Roman languages know a similar form, which is, for example, in Spanish, you would say adios, and it also comes from adieu, to God. Then we have the informal way of saying goodbye. Me, for example, I use tschüss, tschüss, or ciao, tschüss or ciao. That's what I use the most. And tschüss actually also originates from adieu. A very important question is always asking somebody, how are you? And in Swiss German that would be wie geht's? Wie geht's? Wie geht's? If you want to define between the formal and the informal way, you could also say, if you know the person, you would say wie geht's dir? Wie geht's dir? And the formal way would be wie geht's Ihnen? Say it. Wie geht's Ihnen? Or dir. Wie geht's Ihnen? Wie geht's dir? And the answer would be, if you are very well, you could say gut, gut, danke. Or if you're not too well, you can say es geht so. Es geht so. Es geht so. And if you are bad, if you are really not well, you can say schlecht. 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 So if you want to know the name of somebody, you would say the formal way, wie heißet Sie? Wie heißet Sie? Say it. Wie heißet Sie? And the informal way would be wie heißest du? Wie heißest du? And then the answer would be ich heiße Andrea. Ich heiße Andrea, or ich heiße whoever you are. And then you would say freut mich. Freut mich. Like freut mich in German. Freut mich. And for Swiss people, I think it's quite important that you say freut mich. Even if you don't really like the person, you can still say freut mich. Then if you want to know where the person comes from, you would say von wo kommst? Von wo kommst? Say it. Von wo kommst? And the formal way would be von wo kommen Sie? Von wo kommen Sie? Then the answer would be ich komme aus England. Ich komme aus Schottland. Ich komme aus Frankreich. Ich komme aus or ich komme aus, doesn't matter. You can say whatever. Depends on the dialect. If you want to know how old a person is, you would say wie alt bist du? Wie alt bist du? Or the formal way, wie alt sind Sie? Wie alt sind Sie? The answer would be, ich bin 40 Jahre alt. Ich bin 40 Jahre alt. So if you want to go out, one very important question is, gehen wir eins ziehen? Gehen wir eins ziehen? Gehen wir eins ziehen? And this would translate, do we go for a drink? Or shall we go for a drink? Do you know why we say ziehen? Because ziehen actually means pull. And over 1,000 years ago, trinken, was called ziehen. Because if you swallow, your tongue makes a pulling effect, ziehen. That's why today still we say ziehen. If you ask, shall we go for a drink? Gehen wir eins ziehen? Because the tongue makes this pulling effect, ziehen. So that's also why we, for example, say if somebody really drinks fast, you know, we say, hast einen rechten Zug drauf. Hast einen rechten Zug drauf. Which means you are pulling really, really hard or something like that. Then, of course, if you do ding, what do you call it? Cheers! We would say, do you know? Who knows? Yeah, exactly. It's called Prost. 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 And one important thing is, please look into the eyes of your person opposite. Look into the eyes of the person you are prosting to. It's important in Switzerland. It's out of politeness, you have to look each other in the eye and never cross the hands. Like, don't cross the arms and do Prost with another person on this side. Always wait until you can go without crossing anybody's arms. Okay, then when you're ordering something, you say, ich hätte gern ein Bier. Oder ich hätte gern something, anything. Ich hätte gern ein Bier. And if you want to sound like a real local or a real Swiss person, you would say, ich hätte gern eine Stange. Ich hätte gern eine Stange. Because Stange is the word for a beer, for a normal beer here, draft beer, I think you call it. And it's usually 0.33 deciliter. It's not half a liter like the pints you have, or even more than half a liter. It's 33 deciliter. Now, it's 3.3 deciliter. My God. And it's called Stange. Stange is the word for pole. And it's because this glass has the form of a pole, kind of. It's a long glass. If you want a big beer, you would say es grosses Bier. Es grosses Bier. Say it? Yeah, es grosses Bier. If you don't feel like beer, you could also order coffee and croissant, which is very common here in Switzerland. And then you would say ein Kaffee und ein Gipfeli bitte. Gipfeli. It's a Swiss version of croissant. They are a bit airier and have less butter than the French version, the croissant. So it's called Gipfeli also. Ein Kaffee und ein Gipfeli. Bitte. Don't forget that. If you go to eat with somebody, make sure to say ein Gute. Ein Gute is like enjoy your meal. Einen guten Appetit in German. Bon app in French. To say thank you, we don't always say just danke, because this sounds maybe a little bit too German. So we say merci, merci. But not to be mistaken with French-speaking people, we add vielmal. Also we add a Swiss German word. We say merci, vielmal. Thanks a lot. And we don't say vielmals like the Germans. We say vielmal. Merci, vielmal. Or you can just say merci. Also, merci vielmal. I hope you liked it. And stay tuned for more videos and please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much. See you next time.